This is George, the king of lone vigils. That video you did on swearing voices had me laughing.
That was so good.
Well, I was just going. I mean, that was just literally a couple of different videos worth that I found. I thought if I can squeeze that much out of just 2 or 3 videos, then fuck it. When I get through, I've only got through all of it. There's going to be millions of it.
So if we find any more, put another one together. That was.
but yeah, no. I did find one non-swearing bit that was actually be quite good to look at in context. But you know when we were down in that cellar in Spiritus house,
Right?
Yeah.
I've been sat down there for fucking ages, you know, in the dark. And there's one bit you and I, Al, were talking, and we got the sensors on the table,
Right.
along with some doctor or somebody's medical bag.
Yeah, that's
talking,
right.
I've got the sensors in my view. We're just talking about something, and they both go off. Nothing moves, nothing. But they both go off over nothing.
Yeah, you still got that on video.
Yeah.
Excellent. You can send that to us at some point.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been looking through some stuff to try and see what I can find. I'm sure I've got some table tipping and stuff somewhere, but I just haven't found it yet.
Right. Okay. What about you did in Ford House? We mentioned the other night your stick figure.
Oh yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah. But that was the one. That was stupidly. I didn't have my fucking camera on when that was there. So
No,
I was fumbling like a lunatic trying to get the camera switched on. I was like, oh, the fucking thing had gone, you know.
But it was there, well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a good capture. We only managed to get a still photograph. We have a very funny. I don't know if we still got the footage of George going through Craignos Castle on his own.
And yes, I've been rather embarrassingly found more similar to that, but I've stumbled or just somehow given myself a jump, you know.
That's right, but the car beeped outside.
Yeah, I keep finding more of the similar things to that, you know. Well, I think I've got 1 or 2 things. I think I haven't looked at the footage for a while to remember, but there was certainly 1 or 2 things that certainly, I think, not on the camera, I don't think I've got huge amounts, apart from things being debunked, like certain props that they're getting ready for other events, you know.
Yes. Yeah, we won't mention that. She's in the room.
See this green light? Move the glass towards the green light. Are you still here? Move the glass still here. Thank you. Thank you. Can you make that go up to red?
No. Ignore them in the other room.
It's my fucking god! What did that?
What happened?
I just died of
No way.
Shit! A fucking brick. Oh my god.
That's a scary thing. What is it?
That was crazy.
That thing has suddenly moved. So what happened? No one did that.
Somebody must be up there that's not had to that just happened. Oh, we had
Me.
I think she scared me more than anyone else.
But yeah, on those upper 2 floors, which which we did carry out various investigations in.
That's right.
I was up there on the Todd for a while, and each time I went up there were various instances of kind of the hairs going up on your back of the neck, but not necessarily all in the exact same spot.
Right, okay.
It just sort of led me to believe that whatever was there was moving around a bit.
It was Adeline Patty's home, so she probably would have shifted around there quite often.
Yeah.
Really, but that was a really interesting place to do, because we went back and we did a 2-night recording there. Shame you couldn't come along to that one.
Yeah, no. If I'd had myself together a bit, and a bit more money on me, I probably would have.
Well, we had extra rooms. Some of the rooms, at the bottom of the stairs, those rooms on the side, you could look in, but you couldn't go in.
Oh yeah.
We were in there.
Oh right.
They've fixed the floors, so you're allowed in there now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could do with you on some of our ghost hunts, because you're the one who will take the camera and go disappearing into the darkness.
Yeah.
When did you start off ghost hunting?
When did I actually? Good question. I've done a lot of different places. I've kind of wandered by myself, and then kind of had to run and hide. So because the police might have driven by. They get a bit weirder with you. When you're walking somewhere like at 2 a.m, even if it's completely innocent. You're walking back up the road, going home. Where are you going? I'm going home. What have you been doing? And you think, well, do I say ghost hunting? What do I say? 'Cause this makes you look like a bloody lunatic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit. Well, how do you deal with the skeptics?
Well, in the sort of manner when if I was with the police, I think I'd have to try and size up with them, sort of actually kind of know you're not doing anything stupid. Instead, you just can't say, actually, I was just out with my camera looking around somewhere just to see what I can get, because obviously, like if you're just wandering around just an ordinary
that looks a bit dodgy, walking around the middle of 2 o'clock in the morning with a video camera that sees in the dark.
Well, you know what I mean. If you're wandering around like the cemetery or something, you're obviously not trying to pervert someone, are you? Anybody with a bit of common sense, unless you're some sort of super necrophiliac,
Oh, you're going to dark places, man. Was that a video camera and a shovel?
Having a couple of times, I've just really kind of been walking along a canal and just getting some nice nighttime footage or something, or like I said, just going to some places that completely innocent. And then I've been walking home with my backpack on, with a big bugger torch in it and a video camera. And then you've got to try and explain why you've got all this gear on. And then you start thinking things. Okay, that just sounds completely wrong.
So that's when you thought it was a good idea to join an actual ghost hunting group.
Yeah.
So you can get a jumper saying, "Let's look, ghost hunting."
Yeah. How all those urban explorers on YouTube and stuff get away with it, I do not know.
A lot of outdoor ghost hunting when you haven't got places. You must have done a lot of that then.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So have you done any other ghost hunting since you left us? When was it? About a year or two ago?
Well, I think the last one I came to with you guys was one of the ones to Bodmin, I think. But otherwise, I've not really done anything proper for quite some time. Wandering around sort of out on the moors and stuff, when that's just usually just kind of getting windy and wet and not really catching anything,
All right, getting your fix.
Yeah.
Catching the odd toot of an owl. So what other ones did you actually do with us when you were here? You got Spiritus. That was actually quite interesting.
Yeah, until the guy upstairs started stomping around.
So have you tried to join any other groups then?
Not yet.
No?
No.
Well, we want to try and get you met up with Mike. It'd be so funny because you're so short and he's so tall.
And we're both so bald.
Yeah. So are you far from 30 East Drive?
I did try looking it up. It did look like a bit of a trek from the railway station.
Because you should join us on that one. That's a very interesting house.
Is that the one that you had that had those really scary dolls in?
Yeah.
With that many creepy dolls, I might turn into Michaela. Well, I think similar jokes were made at one point. If ever we did put a big video together from all the footage we'd got, most of it, if I was involved, it would just be bleeped over the top of everything.
Yeah. George does like his colourful language, so I do apologise for any colourful language missed. You still got your same camera, or you upgraded your camera yet?
I've not upgraded it, but I think in all my moving and everything, kind of, I don't know what's happened to that other one, so I need to replace it.
Right. Okay.
But I've still got my my infrared camera.
Right. You used to go everywhere with that, didn't you? You never had an opportunity to ghost hunt. You were probably
Exactly. It was always in my pocket.
Yeah, you were the most full-time ghost hunter I've ever known.
Yeah. When I was working at Seal Hayne, I really so badly wanted to get some proper investigations going when I was there.
Right.
Because there was so much around there that was just ridiculous.
Well, we're obviously back in, so you're going to come down for that one.
Yeah, I've already told. I had a job interview. I had my second one today at the same place. But I told them when I told this job when I was there the other day, I will be going away for a few days in April.
So what experience did you have at Seal Hayne?
Well, there was always something on my shoulder when I was walking around various places.
What do you mean on your shoulder?
So a presence kind of right behind me, following me about.
Oh, right, okay.
And stepping very close up behind me as well. To the point, even though I knew I was fully alone in that part of the building, I did end up turning around many times because you could always, when somebody walks into the room, and you haven't heard them walk in, but you know they walked in. Mm-hmm. It's like that. So I've got and of course there's nothing bloody there. And I knew there was nothing there, but in the corridor below there, next to where we had our staff room, which is where we had our control room that night.
Right.
Up and down that corridor, there's always been something.
So we went off into the theatre as well, and
yes, the Great Hall and the Yellow Rooms, definitely. I mean, I've not seen anything in there myself, but I've always had that again up and down the set of hairs on the back of my neck, and I have left a recorder in the Great Hall a few times to try to see if I can catch anything, but unfortunately not. But there have been various independent reports of seeing a blonde woman walking through the Yellow Rooms from the Great Hall.
That's interesting you say that, because the last time we were there, Dan actually saw, he had to double take and he wasn't sure about what he saw, but he did see a woman actually walk in, as you said, from the Great Hall towards through the Yellow Rooms. And he went up on chase.
Yeah, and the thing is, many times someone has seen somebody go that way and they've either followed and not found them, or they've known someone kind of gone around quickly to the other side to get ahead of them. And again, no one has actually been there.
Well, it's interesting because I've never heard that before. I only remember Dan having that experience on that night, and that's pretty good. That's good.
So I've tried to catch it myself, but never have done. And the thing is, I never got anything in there apart from the occasional bit of noise.
So how about the old libraries in Seal Hayne?
The old library, I'm not sure. I've never really got much off that myself, though there have been reports, but I don't know myself.
Okay, so if you had any other experiences external from Seal Hayne, anything?
Well, external from Seal Hayne. Well, the only major one that was ever really stuck in my head was my first and only actual full apparition.
Okay.
When I was about 12 years old and at boarding school, coming back from taking a whiz in the middle of the night, bit of a long walk back from the bathroom, kind of round all these corridors, and this one corridor where my dorm was, it was, the moon was sort of shining in through the windows and that. It was quite a bright night, and literally down the other end of the corridor, where there was another dorm and like a housemaster's flat down at that end, and my dorm sort of halfway up. And down at the far end by this bookcase, literally there's this young lad in his pajamas and dressing gown. He was just stood there looking at me. I was sort of looking back at him. It's kind of whoa. I was like,
wow. So you weren't expecting that then? No.
I was like, all right, mate, who's that? And he just disappeared.
Just disappeared, vanished.
Yeah, vanished. Didn't walk away or anything. Didn't step out. Didn't move. Just.
Wow. And
that's the only actual apparition I've ever seen. properly.
And you've been looking for it ever since.
Yeah, over 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I got a bit of a theory about full body manifestations. I believe that you can't see them if you go looking for them.
And that night I definitely wasn't.
No, this is it. Most of the reports of people seeing full body manifestations usually comes from just making a cup of tea or just minding their own business or reading newspaper. Or in your case, you were just walking from one room to another.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's
it was literally must have been about 1 or 2 in the morning, so there was nobody else around. And then a couple of years later, I did hear sort of a report. I mean, I never managed to get it verified, but apparently back in the 30s or 40s or something, some young lad had come down with a severe case of pneumonia or something.
Right.
He got taken off to hospital and died.
Oh, okay.
And certainly when I was there, a lot of lads really enjoyed being there. So, I mean, it was a place that, lads would have had a bit of a laugh,
Right, okay.
Some lads, it was been the first time they would have been properly away from home,
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. What's your ultimate goal location, mate?
The ultimate goal location?
Yeah.
The Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Sally wants to do Waverly Hill.
The old tuberculosis hospital.
Yeah, the OK Corral.
Meh.
No.
I think I'd be personally more interested on that sort of a side of it, but more interested in what was that Civil War field called, where people had caught stuff, Oh shit, well, I can't remember what it's called, no, but yeah, basically a particular major battle in the Civil War.
Yeah, Gettysburg.
Might have been Gettysburg, yeah.
We hired some cameras out for Craig and Oss, and we did an outside segment.
Oh yeah.
And we had our usual cameras with 2 big illuminators underneath. Do you remember those? We had our usual cameras, 2 big illuminators with us, and we put it on the rock on the floor. And we had this, it was the Canon A25, I think it was, or the 10 and 30-25, something like that. And we got it, and there's no illuminators on it at all. So, and we put it on the rock, about the same distance away from the circle. On our camera, with the 2 illuminators looming up, you could see the edge of the circle we had. You couldn't see the one at the far end of the circle. With that one there, you could see the edge of the circle, the far end of the circle, the building behind us, and the hills in the background.
Yeah.
No, it was like you could see the frigging hills in the background at night.
Yeah.
Amazing. No illumination at all.
Well, that's because Canon makes bloody good lenses.
Oh, they did. I was absolutely shocked. There was 0 extra illuminators that we had. And
the lenses are that good. They let so much of everything in. Because people tend to forget that a proper actual lens, you're going to get so much better results off just like a digital zoom. Right, okay. Do you think these cameras get too good for capturing any full body manifestations? Well, it's not they get too good as such. I mean, because obviously if you combine a really decent lens with a seriously sensitive, really good digital sensor, then you're going to have a really bloody good combination there. Yeah. You think that the better the technology gets, the more chance we have of capturing that elusive? Not necessarily, but I think we don't want to just go all out for technology. You want to keep some of the old school stuff like proper lenses. Yeah. Because, like I said, because I mean, the thing is, you can have a really amazing digital sensor, but if your lens is only like that big, it's not going to be any good. George put together a funny video compilation called "Swearing Voices." We'll get him to release it and to put it out. It's quite. But of course, as it happened, most of the swearing was mine. But yes, it was his. Not many people were swearing, but it was enough to cover. But yeah, that's a fun little video. Go take a look at it. It made us chuckle. But another point I want to make when it comes to ghost hunting is we have so much fun recording things. We do have a laugh behind the cameras. I think I've got so many outtakes on my videos. It's ridiculous.
Well, put together some videos, show some of the outtakes. But one of the good points we like to bring to ghost hunting is good, positive energy, happy, fun energy. It gives you the better experience, I believe, by far.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And but then again, I have been in some environments when a whole lot of negativity seems to have dumped itself all over the group.
Right. Yeah. But that depends on the attitude of any sort of group. We always go in with a positive outlook, and any spirits that do come along and communicate with us, give us some good. They sort of like come along and play.
Yeah, but on the whole, I mean, you get what you get. A lot of the time, you do get out what you put in.
Absolutely.
But there are times that something will catch you off guard.
Ducked and grabbed you because I didn't know what it was.
So it's make you jump.
Yeah. What's he doing?
Pursue. Right, let's ask for it to happen again then.
Yeah, not to me. Someone else, please.
Else doing it now, are you?
Yeah,
How's your experience?
Let's keep it going. The energy's there.
I think there's only once out of the whole time I've done this where I've had to shut down a circle and walk away. And that was at Tottenham Jail. I don't know what's going on in their basement, but that one room at the end of the basement, we literally said, should we go for a coffee? Yes, go for a coffee. And we ended the circle. Yeah. People were getting pushed off the wall, pushed into the room. I felt someone push me from the doorway. It was like something coming through the doorway. The light from the REM pod was going mental in the hallway, was flashing like mad. Sally asked 3 times for it to leave. After the 3rd time, all the lights went off, went pitch black, and the whole energy just dropped. That happened after the big, huge electrical storm that happened. So Sally says that maybe that storm kicked up a lot of energy within the building.
The last time I was there, I think they were just about to start a lot of the building and stuff.
Yeah, we can't go in the long room anymore. That's been shut off for building, which is a shame because that was a brilliant room to start off.
That's where I felt a lot of the physical sort of, because there was the big circle around. Big circle, we had a circle going. I think you were just plodding around doing your thing, scaring everything away.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Sal was being Sal in the middle of the group, middle of the circle, and I was in the middle of the circle with my camera as well. And every now and again, something would just pass across the back of my neck.
Right.
I was like, whoa. It's like for quite a bit at that point when I was in the middle of the circle there.
Do you think that we bring out the paranormal activity to actually happen?
Well, the more open you are to it, I think, the more you're going to get. As a ghost hunter who's seen an awful lot of different things, I think a lot has been brought out, and has almost, and in some cases, have caused a lot to think about for skeptics. I mean, having sort of just talked with a couple of people over a cup of tea whilst we've been on on a hunt. I'm saying, so how are you finding the evening? And then people think, I'm not sure I'm a believer yet, but from what they've seen, from what we've brought out as a group.
Yeah, because you were at Talkie Museum with us.
Yeah, I've done Talkie a few times.
Well, you were at Talkie. Were you there that night that guy had an experience and he was a complete non-believer? And at the end of it, he actually approached Sally and says, I've had an experience tonight and I don't know what to do with that. What do I do from here on?
I wasn't there that night, but you did tell me about it.
That was an interesting turnaround. So it does happen. People do come into these sessions and leave, confused.
I mean, sometimes I think it's very easy, even for those of us with our experience, to let ourselves get caught up as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you don't think that everything that we are experiencing is actually paranormal?
I think some of it might be my own certain level of cynicism, because there is a certain. I mean, I'm a believer, but there's that slight cynic in me at the same time.
That's healthy. That is healthy.
But I do feel that, you know, our strength of our belief and our desire to find it can, to an extent, blind us to it or open us up to it.
I agree.
What's not there.
I've been saying this about overbelievers before. There are people who believe too much. Doing this for so many years, I've always said to the team, we need to keep it real. We have to keep it real. It's whatever we get or we don't get, we go with it.
If somebody does believe they actually genuinely believe they've seen something, don't fob them off.
No, true, absolutely. Yeah, it's people's personal perspectives, I think. And I think ghost hunting, it will never be proved. We will come up with the videos and the pictures and all the experiences under the sun, saying we believe 110%, but it will never ever be proved until that individual's had that experience of their own. Personal.
Everybody experiences things in a different way. So because someone's experiencing something doesn't mean it's not, and it's not real just because we're not experiencing what they are.
Just as a point of interest, for as much for us as anything else, but you know, I mean, when was the last time you were at Sealhain?
What, as a ghost hunt or?
No, just generally.
Last week.
Well, you know, as you go in the main archway.
Yes.
And you've got the bistro on your right.
Yeah.
And you've got the old IB in that back left-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the opposite top corner, you've got another archway.
Mm-hmm.
And in the correlating opposite corner, you've got that. I'm assuming it's still that, but that big metal tree.
Yeah.
Well, that tree is outside of a flat upstairs there. And I know that there has been things seen up there.
Okay.
By a skeptic. One person was a skeptic and definitely saw something.
Right, okay.
You know, just kind of caught the reflection in the window and didn't just kind of look away and kind of, what was that? Fully looked up, made contact, visual contact, oh, bollocks. Right, yeah, anyway, but actually made full-on eye-to-eye contact with this reflection of a soldier in full World War I get-up as it walked past in the hall behind her, looked into the room where she was, and made eye contact with her.
Awesome.
In this very clear reflection in the mirror where she was stood, in the window where she was stood. She was just there doing the washing up. And the window was overlooking that metal tree there.
Yeah.
But I think it was sometime before that tree got put there. And then myself, I was walking past from the yellow rooms to go up to Frank Parkinson's accommodation building to go and get my mug so I could have a cup of tea. And so, you know, there'd been no illicit material consumed or anything. And as I'm walking past, I looked through that little archway across to that other corner, and by it was a very distinguishable shadow, sort of silhouette.
Awesome.
And literally, I walked past, saw it, stepped back, and it was still there. So it wasn't as though it was just kind of just purely out the corner of my eye thing.
So was that another one you saw disappear? So
I didn't approach it because I was getting some really not great vibes from it.
Right. Okay.
So I just kind of thought, "Fuck this," and disappeared and went off and got my mug. But when I came back, it was definitely gone. Room 101.
101.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where I was.
And I felt really uneasy in that. I feel uneasy in that corridor every time I go up there.
It was through that. It was on that stairway that goes up from that particular stairway, from that end of the bistro to up to my room. I always felt like something was there. and I was. And
do you think it was the entity that was always up round, that always went up behind you?
Well, even though I never saw anything on that staircase, I could almost describe what it looked like, even having never seen it, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Yes, it does make sense.
Yeah. A late teen, early 20s sort of a woman, not very tall, slightly built, with sort of a lot of thick curly hair.
Wow, okay.
That was the impression I got. I never actually saw it.
And that was on the stairwell in between the bistro and the little dining room on the side?
No, other end.
The other end, okay.
And it was always, and if ever I sensed that person there, it was always as I was coming in through that outside door.
Was that a comfortable energy, would you say?
No.
No, okay.
It wasn't a malicious energy, but it was a very unhappy energy.
Okay, so this is something we can go look at when we're in Seal Hair next.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting night having you back with the team and doing some good work again. Okay, so that was George Hunt from Silent Voices Ghost Hunts. He must have a world record for the longest ever paranormal investigator. He just investigates all the time. So we'll try and chat to some of the other team members over the next few days, see what interesting information they have to share. Thank you for watching.
You almost mispronounced Silent Voices.
No, I did not.
It was almost a Silent Voices, but
well, what I'll do is voice over that part. I'll just say Silent Voices, and then it will just be, thank you, that was it, Silent Voices.
What was that? Yeah, no. If I'd had myself together a bit.
Yeah. That was George. He's not very interested, so I saved you guys.
So I speak as a ghost hunter, as a psychologist here. Fully looked up, made contact, visual contact, oh, bollocks, fucking batteries.